Good morning, traders. I'm Michael Sabo, Senior Market Strategist with RJO Futures here in Chicago on Election Day, November 8th. Be sure to get out and cast your vote today. So let's talk about the energy markets. A lot going on here. First, I want to do a slight recap. If you remember my post from the last eView, of course, I was wearing a Cubs jersey, and we know the Cubs won the World Series, so excellent job there. At that time, we were kind of talking about crude oil prices and what was going on with the OPEC situation. And of course, they were talking about production freezes, possible production cuts, and that's really fizzled out. Back on October 25th, crude prices in the December oil contract were trading upwards of around $50 a barrel. Since that time, we've actually seen crude prices come down to recent lows of around $43.57 a barrel, and today prices were trading at about the $45 mark. So we've really seen oil prices kind of come down as that is pretty much falling apart. Now, in addition to that, not only we've seen that, we've seen also the oil rig count go up according to the Baker Hughes rig count. So we're seeing additional production come on. And the big surprise really to the market was take a look at last week's EIA numbers here. We saw over a 14 million barrel build in the crude stockpiles. That's a massive build. The market wasn't really expecting all of that. So the market, in my opinion here, we've got plenty of crude oil there. To put it in perspective, our total stocks right now for oil here are about 483 million barrels. Our 5-year average is about 364 million barrels. So as you can see here, we've got a lot of excess oil out there. Now, demand does seem to be fairly decent right now, although when you look at the refinery capacity utilization levels here, we are running a little bit weaker than year-ago levels. So there is some suggestion in there that we could possibly, if we start to see the capacity utilization levels increase a little bit, could create a little bit more demand for oil. But nonetheless here, again, I think we've got plenty of oil out there. Now, some of the bullish things affecting the market right now, we did see over the weekend in Cushing, Oklahoma, we did see a pretty strong earthquake. And there were a couple of pipelines that were taken offline for a period of time. So we are seeing a little bit of bullishness in the market. Of course, as I mentioned earlier today, election day, that's just, I think, going to create volatility in the market, certainly creating some opportunity. But I think what traders need to be focused on is this right now. I think certainly EIA data here tomorrow. Traders right now are looking for a build of about 500,000 barrels. So we certainly want to watch those numbers. In my opinion, the technicals right now, we've lost a lot of that downside momentum. The market is starting to consolidate here a little bit, and so we could be in store for a possible upswing. So right now, I think traders should watch the market for a possible move to the upside. In my opinion, we could see a small bounce in the market. We'll have to then continue to watch the supply data, because with these types of stockpiles, unless we see demand really kick in, it is possible for oil prices to move a little bit lower. Feel free to give me a call, shoot me an email, and we can get into more details.